welcome to my Wanderlust video channel. This is my second video here on Wanderlust and searching for Forrest Fenn's gold. So, just waking up here, have my coffee going, and want to get back on the chase here. Here's a page out of one of the books. It's at the back page of I believe out of the two books, The Thrill of the Chase and Too Far to Walk, I believe this is the back page in the book. And The Thrill of the Chase is a book written by Forrest Fenn, and he was an art collector in Santa Fe, New Mexico. A little background on him, and he also spent several years as in the Vietnam War as an flying a fighter plane where he flew many missions during Vietnam. And then later, his bio reads that he returned to Santa Fe with his wife and children, and apparently started a art studio which became very successful. And the main, his attraction was to Indian artifacts. And I think in my first video, I kind of jump around, and I might be doing that again. But I think that was kind of the idea of my blogs, was to sort of give some layers and maybe even just like a discussion into the thrill of the chase, as though maybe you would sit down somebody at with over a cup of coffee with a friend or people you meet and kind of explain your way into the thrill of the chase. So Forrest Fenn wrote a book, and this is it, The Thrill of the Chase. And in the book, there are many short stories, basically essays, and some poetry uh, about aspects of his life. But the very interesting part of this is, and I like the way another blogger puts it, uh, is that somewhere in the Rocky Mountains, or did you know that somewhere in the Rocky Mountains there's a treasure chest hidden, and it contains gold and jewels and other artifacts, and could be worth over $1 million. So that kind of gets people's attention right there. Again, there's a chest hidden in the Rocky Mountains somewhere that has gold, and it's worth possibly over $1 million. And it's out there for anyone to try and find it. So, and Forrest Fenn is the one who hid this chest somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. So, my goal today is to kind of do a quick, or not a quick, to run through the map that's at the back of the book. Obviously, this map has a title, The Thrill of the Chase, and on here, see if I can zoom in. Went a little too far. It is written, it says, Forrest Fenn's hidden treasure is somewhere to be found within the highlighted region of the Rocky Mountains on this map. And then it says degrees are shown the declination of the magnetic compass north from true map north. And I think that definitely requires a separate video to go into how degrees of declination of magnetic and compass north differ from true magnetic north. And my understanding is it has to do with the magnetic north and true north, and they're not always the same. So that not prepared to go into that today, but um, there it there's been a lot of speculation that these lines of declaration, I guess then I'm going to go into it, is that these lines of declination are definitely here on this map, and they're very prominently on here. I wonder to this very day if it is just decoration. This map, this entire map, was provisioned through a map company, and I believe their stamp is here at the bottom. And so he paid a company to make this map and probably had some kind of provisions about what he wanted generally on the map. The company is Benchmark Maps, mapping provided by Benchmark Maps, Denver, Colorado. You can actually go to their website. I know, giving a shout out to Cow Lasers, who has a channel, YouTube channel, Cow Laser, that he has. You can actually go to this company, go to their website, and pay a fee, and they will give you a. You can get a license to print these, so you could get a larger copy of it. So that's kind of interesting that this company made the map, and I will have to check in the details of it whether they simply made the map that you see, or did they create all of the graphics here. And that's why I still have a strong feeling that the the these lines of declination are just decoration. In other words, this map you see is from this map company, but then this was taken to somebody else who photoshopped and added in the lines of declination, who added in the title, the name, and any other aspects of this on here. Um, on the other, so that's me just discounting the lines of declination being worthless. Now, a lot of people will have also pointed out that it is interesting that the lines of declination go through the poem. I know there's another one that's really famous, is that begin it where warm waters halt, and then there's one, two, uh, and so I mean, water boils at what, 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So I mean, that is really loose, is to say, and that's boiling water, and this says warm waters halt. So it is an again, it starts to make me wonder if these lines and these numbers are just decoration. So I think that's something we could talk about later on. I tend to discount them. Maybe it's folly. Uh, I'm going to move on. Another thing we noticed, um, one of the things I think is very interesting, or is my opinion, instead of just being this tourist guide through what I know and kind of, and I think that's what I was trying to do with these beginning videos, is sort of be that tourist guide and sort of take you through the museum and point out all the things that you kind of need to know. And before I start going off on speculating about things, but the one thing that I think is really interesting about this map is that in some ways, and I know I can hear other people arguing against that, is that there's no legend. Most maps will have some kind of a legend to them, and will have information about the map. And the only legend that we're giving is that it says public lands, BLM lands, OSFS, NPS, FWS, and tribal. And I'm assuming it's national public. Actually, I don't know what these stand for, so I need to go look these up. BLM is. Okay, wait. So I went and looked this up just because I was kind of embarrassed that I didn't know this. But so uh, BLM is Bureau of Land Management, and OSFS is the United States Forest Service, and FWS is U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and of last but not least is NPS is the National Park Service, and of course tribal uh, would be Indian lands. So, and then of course public lands. Boy, I maybe should go look into that more. It is interesting that he lists these, um, and they are color coded. BLM land, for instance, here you see this large swath in Wyoming, and then this orange area here uh, is tribal land. from the Wind River tribal land, and so on. If you zoom in on this map, there's a lot of people have noted information. Uh, of course, there's the famous Yellowstone Park, and you can see specific cities have little dots or circles, and like here's Jackson Hole, here's Cody, Graybull. If we go up to Flathead Lake, I think he lists uh, Kalispell, and then here's, as an example, National Park, Glacier National Park, Browning, uh, and it's definitely interesting to go through this map and start looking at all these different names that are on here. Again, it starts becoming overwhelming when you realize how big this territory is. But one of the main points is that Forrest Fenn himself has specifically articulated is that it is in uh, somewhere on this map, this specific map in this highlighted area, is the area, the search area, where he has hidden the chest. And another interesting aspect of, for people who may not know, but definitely worth pointing out, is that the search area is north of Santa Fe, does not include the whole state of Santa Fe, which also is kind of a bit of a bummer because a lot of really good solves are south of Santa Fe that do match up with a lot of the poem, and I can do a video blog about that because I found some extraordinarily good solves that are south of Santa Fe and fit the poem. But the search area is only north of Santa Fe. Uh, Forrest Fenn lives in Santa Fe, uh, so that I think is a pretty good overview of the Forrest Fenn map that's at the back of the book. And of course, we have the poem again. Um, and I'm running out of time here on this because we have to fit these videos in 15 minutes for YouTube. I'm going to read it again. I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's a good idea, but see if I can do my best reading voice here on a Sunday morning. Okay, here we go. As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secrets where, and hint of riches new and old. Begin it where warm waters halt, and take it in the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. Put in below the home of Brown. From there it's no place for the meek, and the end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek, just heavy loads and water high. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. But tarry scant with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. So, why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? The answer I already know. I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold. Okay, so that wraps up this video, and please hit my subscribe button down below, and like my videos, and come back again. Thanks for watching.